Hi and welcome to The Winning Factor. I'm Alan Aitken, and on this show each week we take a look at some upcoming races in Hong Kong and try to isolate an aspect of the race that might be the path to finding the winner. Well, we have the final group races of the season in Hong Kong on Sunday this week, and one of those is the first race I'm going to take a look at. That's race 8, where our winning factor is the weights. So this is a Group 3, 1800 metres, the Premier Plate, and it's the last group race of the entire Hong Kong season, and it's a good race at that. Now at this stage of the season, this race can sometimes fall away with some of the better horses put aside for their next campaign, but we have a full field here and a number of those who've been competing well in the better races. Now, Chan Cheng Glory has already won one of these Group 3s in January and was second in another one to Prix Famir in the most recent Group 3. Enigmatic Beauty Joy can always surprise in these sort of races. Ensued and Cap Ferrar ran well in the Group 1 Champions and Chater Cup last start, as did Bundle Award, who also won a Group 3 in May. And there could also be cases made for a couple of other fringe chances. So it's a full field and a deep race, but I'm going to concentrate my attention on the horses coming back from the Group 1 Champions and Chater Cup last month. So this is race 704. Cap Ferrar jumps well, gate 7 orange colours. Bundle Award goes back from gate 9 in green and pink, but watch Ensued, gate 4 white cap, badly squeezed early. And that is critical to this race and also his own race, as he's unable to get his usual forward position. Now the pace is okay initially as Winning Dragon and then moments in time stride forward, but soon the tempo drops sharply and Zach Purton on Ensued decides he needs to change this game. And he whips around almost 1400 metres from the finish to go up and challenge the leaders, and that does in fact change the game indeed. It's asking him to sustain a very long run, puts pressure on the other leaders, and it does help the winner Voyage Bubble and also Cap Ferrar. Bundle Award meanwhile still gives a big start back in the field, but closes off well for 5th. So very solid efforts there from Bundle Award and Cap Ferrar, and a remarkable run in some ways from Ensued, making such a long sustained run and still holding on to be somewhere around the minor placings there at the finish. But of course they all carried the same weight in the Group 1 conditions there. Now we're back to a Group 3, that means handicaps, and now Ensued has 129 pounds to carry, Cap Ferrar 126, and Bundle Award, well, he's down on 115. And if history tells us anything about these Group 3 handicap races, it is that the weights do matter. Now, to get a good sample, I've gone back 10 years, and it should be noted that during that 10 years, the Jockey Club did change the minimum weight in these races from 113 to 115 pounds, which slightly muddies the numbers, but the point I'm making remains the same. There is a spike near the top of the handicaps where the weights are carried by the really established Group 1 champions, but by and large, you look at this and draw the conclusion that lightweights win more often. But that's only part of our consideration. And when you look at this table, we have to see how much is that greater success rate already baked into the odds. So in the second part of this, you can see that the best performance versus market expectation still comes from horses running in this graphic with 114 or 115 pounds. So not only do they win more often, they are better value as well. Now, most of those horses I identified earlier as the main chances in this race are horses that like to race nearer the speed. So if you were going to punch a hole in the race as far as Bundle Award's concerned, coming from the back, you'd probably have to look at the map and the likely pace. But as I said, unusual for these Group 3 races. We've got a full field of 14. That generally means a better pace, and I think the makeup of this field is also going to give us a true tempo. That should give everyone their chance. Sword Point is back from his unsuccessful Dubai bid, He adds another potential leader to a race that already has a few. Now, I doubt that we're going to see a strong pace with a line of leaders contesting the front. Some of those with speed are just as comfortable sitting behind, so there's no need for them to get into a battle for the front. But I do think we're going to see enough speed here to let the finishers get their chance. So the tip in race 8, Bundle Award. His winning factor, the weights. History has shown us that the horses down in the weights are the ones to beat in these Group 3 handicaps. And the map shows us here that Bundle Award, who is going to get back, should still get his chance to make that lightweight count. The other race I want to take a look at is the final race, race 11, and here the winning factor is the winner up in class. This is a Class 3, 1400 metres and a hot one. So I thought I'd look at this one in particular as it showcases a clash between some of the best 3-year-olds this season, horses who are going to become contenders in the Classic Series as 4-year-olds next season. Like Dazzling Fit, coming up to Class 3 now, South Star, Super Express and Seamus Storm, and there might even be a case made for other 3-year-olds like Solid Car and Star Satter. But I want to concentrate from that group mostly on 2 horses who had their latest appearances last month on the same day. And there's Super Express and Seamus Storm. Now this is race 703, Gate 2, mauve colours, white sleeves, and Seamus Storm, well, he jumps well enough, but he's not showing a lot of early speed for Zac Purton in a truly run race. He saves ground on the rail before Purton is able to get him away from the fence and into target range, rounding into the home straight. Now the heat map shows that the leaders actually do their best work down the straight. So this isn't perfect for Seamus Storm as he needs to finish off, but he still sprints quickly, quicker than anyone else, and comes clear to win with a bit of authority under a big weight. So now up to Class 3, he gets a drop in the handicaps, and I'm sure he's well up to competing in this class. A few hours later on the same day, Super Express ran in a Class 3 over this same course and distance, but he had to make do with second. So this is race 707, Gate 6, purple with yellow stars is Super Express. He's one of the best to begin, and South Star just inside him in those blue and red colours. But South Star's rider soon takes a pull and takes a trail, a couple of lengths behind Super Express, who is still chasing what the heat map shows us is a red-hot pace. So South Star should be very strong in the stretch, but once they straighten for home and he makes his challenge, Super Express just shakes him off and comes away, briefly looking the winner before he is unable to hold off the big finish of yet another promising 3-year-old, Top Dragon. An excellent run in defeat there, and of course Super Express beating the rest of the field very comfortably indeed there. And now he comes to a race where he's holding all the cards tactically. This time there's a real lack of speed on paper. He's the major chance who will be up on the front, perhaps with the new ex-Singapore horse, Lim Shavano, and that looks about it for serious pace. South Star drops into a trail again, but Dazzling Fit, he'll get back, and so will Seamus Storm. But with the inside gate, Purton might be able to turn that into a positive. With the slower speed, that might enable Seamus Storm to actually stay closer in running than he was in the replay that we saw. And we'll see, but he will still need to be within range of Super Express when the tempo rises, even with a little weight pull. So from me, the tip in race 11, Seamus Storm, his winning factor, the winner up in class. Now, I don't think there's a great deal between him and Super Express. However, David Hayes has excelled this season with winners up in class, and I think that Zac will be well aware of the circumstances during the running and try to have this horse close enough so that he can close off as strongly as he did last time and not give away too big a start. It's a great race, plenty of good horses of the future in this. Well, that's it from the winning factor this week. Good luck on Sunday. We'll see you next time.